Thank you so much for tuning in. This is for those who want and who can do more. May I suggest to you the membership program that we have, but understand that you have many options in the description below. Pick the one that fits you best. But it's important that you also recognize that by you watching the video from start to finish, interacting with the video, pressing the like button, subscribing if you haven't done so, also helps me a ton in pushing my algorithm forward so more people can see this. It's very helpful. More eyeballs, please. Thank you. Okay, day 2 of the trial. I'm not going to bore you with the entire scenario. So what we are going to focus on is the snippets when Mr. Bradley Yohn interrogates the witnesses. I think there's a lot of more nuggets to get from there. Are you ready? Perfect. Because if you are new here, I am Alistair Hanzekio, and this is just my point of view, darlings. Let's go. Very quickly, still to the end of the video, I have an announcement to make. It's not that serious, but it's important.
Officer Lohmeyer, your report here I hold in my hand, obviously you know what it is. It's pretty minimal for what you've stated here on the record today. What would you say if I made a statement that some of the things you have relayed here today are contrary to maybe what the person...
Objection. Improper impeachment.
Mr. Yohn, I'll sustain the objection. You may rephrase the question. Ask it.
So, this is quite significant because he didn't even get to finish the question. Even me, who's not a lawyer, I'm not even that smart. I was like, wait a minute, wait, where are you going with that? Essentially, he's saying, like, are you aware that she lied? It's like, what kind of question is that? What kind of question is that? Right off the bat, are you aware that she lied? It's like, that's not only irrelevant, it doesn't make any sense. And I don't have to be a lawyer to know that that's improper. Look at that, Mr. Smart Sov-Cit. Look at that. Really, this shows volume in terms of how he spent hours in his cell to come up with a defense strategy of it was all lies, but failed to really understand to formulate that pathway into questions. This is why you gotta get a lawyer, guys. Don't play with the courts. They're smarter than you.
In a different way.
I love when the surgeon just blink, 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 and like turns over to us. He's like, girl. I'm like, yes, I know, girl. He looks mean. He looks mean. Like, I wouldn't want to mess with him. Yeah.
If I stated that the declarant or victim, as some call her claims were...
Objection.
Improper! You can't go... If you can't start a question if I stated. Come on! English 101! Right? Right? Is there a question that starts with if I stated? I guess there is. Not in the court of law. Come on, Bradley. Do better.
Impeachment.
I'll sustain the objection. Mr. Yohn, you may ask the question in a different way.
If they would you bring back up exhibit, I believe it is, the living room with the chair? Apologize. Right there, yes, sir.
Wow. He is
In that
piercing through
exhibit
his soul.
41, you see the chair, obviously. You stated that when you entered, the female CL was sitting.
You could hear the breathing of the surgeon through the microphone. Look, just looking at Bradley, he wants to pummel Bradley to the face. You could hear his increased heart rate through the microphone. Okay, surgeon, please calm down. Have full control, please, please, please. Yeah, I'm uncomfortable. Don't hurt me, please. I'm being an idiot. I hope you're laughing.
Was sitting with her legs displayed to the side. Could you give us some reference as to what side maybe her legs were displayed to? How she was sitting, where her legs were directed at? What?
Yeah, I guess I can't say which way her legs are pointed, but her legs were, both legs were off to one side of her body, sitting on the floor.
Most likely probably over towards the kitchen area, since there's
I don't know.
an ottoman and whatnot here.
I don't know.
Threats of violence to take the car. You stated she said there was threats of violence. Did she say anything about a weapon?
I don't remember.
And the white male, he was scruffy looking with a scruffy beard.
Yes.
Or scruffy facial hair. You also stated that he began rubbing her crotch, and this is what she's relayed to you. He began rubbing her crotch and then proceeded to take all of her jewelry, her cell phone, I believe it was glasses, specifically rings, necklaces, maybe, jewelry.
Could you ask the question again?
You stated that after rubbing her crotch, he proceeded to take her jewelry, glasses, phone, whatnot. True?
Yeah, I said that she told me he took jewelry and a cell phone. That's what I said.
And you say she appeared to be in shock and disbelief.
Yes.
Obviously, I mean.
Love is like, yes, Mr. Bradley. Yes, because you did it. The surgeon is going through an ebb and flow of emotions. Yeah. Anyway.
I would think anybody would be. And upon entering the residence, who else was there at the time?
Besides officers?
Yes.
Initially, it was just me and Christina and Deputy Bowden.
And Mr. Schmidt wasn't there?
Family members started coming later. I don't remember which family members were there.
But it was just you, Christine, and Deputy Bowden in the beginning, correct?
Yeah, I'm the first responder, so we respond and we're the initial ones on scene.
Yes, thank you. Christine, Bowden, and Deputy Lohmeyer were the only ones in the house. Thank you.
Are you confused? Honey, have a seat. Get some coffee. You're about to be really confused after this.
And she stated that it was a shorter black female
Yes.
that was alleged to be with the defendant myself. Did she give any descriptions as to what the shorter black female looked like? Her hair, skin?
She said shorter black female. That was the end of it with me.
And approximately how long were you there, would you say?
I don't remember.
You couldn't give a rough estimate, an hour, half an hour? 40?
I don't remember.
And you just relayed a moment ago that other family members started arriving, correct?
Yes.
And briefly, if you remember how many, maybe female, male?
I don't remember.
You said you've been working in the force for approximately 18 years.
Yes.
It's a long time.
Okay.
Do you have record by any chance of the approximate time you arrived there?
It will be on my dispatch ticket.
Would approximately 6:30?
If that's on the dispatch ticket, is about that time.
And you, when officers arrive at a scene, they normally use their radio and acknowledge to dispatch that they have arrived, correct?
If the radios work,
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Any other measures that you took upon arriving other than just speaking to Lohman?
yeah. Well, really my role was to contact the investigators and bring them in on it too. So that's what I did. That was my action. And then we continued looking for a vehicle is what I did after that.
Secured the scene, obviously, or looked around the scene, maybe?
Could you ask me the question again? I'm not
I
sure.
apologize. Did you secure the scene? The home or the area around?
As much as possible with two people.
To the best of your recollection, obviously other officers work with you. To the best of your recollection, could you state the other officers that had arrived after you?
Oh. Officer, let's see, be Investigator Miller, Sergeant McMahon, Investigator Summers. There might have been others. That might be on the dispatch ticket as well.
And there's an important figure I'd like to inquire about. That would be the sheriff at the time, Sheriff Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
Was he there on the scene?
Yes.
And approximately, best of your recollection, how long after you arrived did he arrive? Or was it before?
No, he arrived fairly quickly after I arrived. I don't remember how many minutes.
All right. Were you at the scene when officers helped CL up off the floor?
I don't remember.
But she stayed on the floor until...
I don't remember.
Upon your arrival, what was CL wearing?
I don't remember.
Was she wearing clothes? Was she?
Yes.
She was fully clothed?
I would say that, I didn't see bra or underwear. So as far as I was concerned, she was clothed.
She was clothed. She had pants and...
I don't know what she was wearing. I didn't see bras or underwear.
Bottoms or tops, though. She had bottoms, like, for example...
I don't remember if she was wearing a dress, pants. I don't remember.
But you did say she was clothed.
She had some type of clothing on.
Thank you. Did you observe any blood when you arrived?
I didn't.
Thank you. And I want to ask you a very specific question. I don't know if I'll be objected to, but in your professional opinion, based on your history as a law officer, when one bleeds, it doesn't just stop and then start up at a later time again if you are just sitting in one spot. For example, Mr. Jones and Ms. Keck have nothing to do with this question. Mr. Lohmeyer, I'd respect it if you...
Objection, Your Honor. Proper opinion.
Sustained. Ask the witness questions, Mr. Yohn.
Your Honor, if I may approach the bench, please.
You may not. If you need him.
This is why you have to stay in school, criminals. This is biology 101. I can't believe he said this question. You don't just stop bleeding and then bleed again and then stop bleeding. Yes, you can, sir. Idiot. Criminals, stay in school. I'm telling you, take that pent-up energy that you have. Go get yourself an education so you don't look stupid when you get caught. Stupid. This is like not even hard science. This is high school biology 101. It's not even that hard. Go to the library.
To look at something, you can give it to the bailiff.
No, I'd like to have it
I'm sorry?
I'd like to speak to the judge privately,
Do you need a discussion outside the hearing of the jury?
if possible.
Okay, we will take a brief recess for the jury to Sunday.
What do you think he's telling the judge? Why are they always objecting to me? Why? Because, God forbid they have to face for their crimes. God forbid that you have to pay the consequences for your actions. That doesn't apply just to this monster. That applies to anybody who's watched this video, Part of being a grown-up. You know what? Forget the grown-up. Part of being a responsible human being who's alive. I don't care if you're 12, 10 years old, 9-year-old. You got to be responsible for your actions. You got to teach that to your kids. If you don't know that, then you're doing them a big disservice. Yeah. Listen, let me tell you where he's going with that train of thought. This is his strategy that he's been having from the get-go. His defense strategy is that you don't remember. How you know it's real? It was all a lie. You don't know what's real and what's not. The victim, she told you a lie. You all believe it. This is not real. It's not me. It didn't really happen. It didn't really happen. And so he is harping on three things. The first thing he's harping on is, and this is pretty consistent on anyone he's talked to so far, including the husband Smith, the time frame. He is harping on the time frame. People are like, I'm not sure what time. I'm not sure. He is stuck on the time frame of the scenes of the events, which time frames are important. I'm not denying that at all. But this is where he falls very short. Everybody understands, and the courts understand that, listen, when you are in a traumatic situation, everything is going to be in bits and pieces. So time frame is important, but it depends on the context. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Next thing is memory. He's harping on the memory. Oh, you don't know? You don't know? You're not sure? Really? And the third thing is what the victim was wearing. So memory in terms of like how her leg was positioned. Was she bleeding? Was she not bleeding? Have you seen this or have you not seen this? So time frame, scene of events, memory, and what the victim was wearing. Because in his mind, he wants to connect two dots. The first dot is if the crime, which is egregious, he said it many times, it's a horrible crime. If it was a horrible crime, then why can't they remember that crime? Which, quite frankly, it's not a stupid position to go to, but look at the context. It is stupid when you introduce the context. And here's the context. The context is he was caught with her jewelry. There is DNA at the scene. And there's a witness, the black lady. Really? So all of that falls short into his strategy. He really did not do his homework because he's not a lawyer. He's not skilled into defending. And I wouldn't be surprised if he attempted to talk to lawyers and they're like, honey, this is not defensible. Please have a seat. You can do jail time. And he was like, no, I got this. And lastly, the most egregious question, you could have easily Googled that, sir, Bradley, the idiot. Here's the answer to, if you're bleeding, you can stop and bleed again. Yes, especially when you're in a seated position. If you're bleeding from your genitals, all right? Let me use that as the example because that's an important question. If you are sitting down, the pressure can actually stop the blood from flowing. Yes, it can. It can. When you take a hose, is this important? Not important. Is this important? If you take a hose, if you go like this to the hose, the water stops. It's the same thing. It's the same concept with your veins. And when you get up, it flows. Stay in school, criminals. This is biology 101, all right? Yes, you could bleed and stop and bleed again and stop. You could bleed and stop. 5 hours later, bleed again and stop. Please. Since when has that has no relevance in what so shape whatever and yeah English so he wants to recess because he can't ask a proper question. And lastly, in regards to the sergeant, he is annoyed at him. I understand, but here is where I guess there's a PSA, teachable moment. Look, I can teach you guys a lot of things. Yes, I may be 38 years old, but I got a lot to teach. So the officer looked very annoyed, very pissed, and it clouded his judgment. You could see he was getting frustrated, and he would posture in terms of his body language. He would look at the prosecution. He would kind of scuffle and giggle and make fun of the inaptitude of Bradley. As much as we are laughing and giggling about it in real time, this is where it's not a good strategy if you are answering questions, because you actually you show your cards. When you show your inner emotions, especially when you're in front of someone, you give them a window of how you're feeling inside. And that could give them an edge. That could give them an ammunition. That can tell them if they're going a direction that they are desiring to go. For example, if my goal is to piss you off and you're acting all pissed off, honey, I'm continuing. Thanks for the feedback. You want to be as stoic and as blank stare as possible, because it allows you to, first of all, control your emotions. It allows you to respond properly. It allows you to handle the situation properly, but it doesn't show the other party your cards. Poker face, welcome to the world. I don't want to say it. Welcome to the secret. Anyway, next segment. I mentioned to you about the officer looking away at the prosecution, and Mr. Bradley thought that he was being coached and told stuff. By the way, if you're wondering, this is pre-recorded content, and I'm watching this on the day 2 it came out. I'm watching this for the first time. And I'm kind of cool and happy that I called it. Let's listen to this.
Yohn, you wanted to address an issue?
Your Honor,
hearing of the jury.
Yes, Your Honor. I would have rather approached the bench. It would have been very brief.
Mr. Yohn, I discussed during pretrials, neither side is going to leave from behind their tables or approach any witness. If there's an exhibit to go to a witness, it's to be handed to the bailiff. He will take it to the witness and then return it.
Your Honor, my issue, my objection is several times throughout these witness testimonies thus far, witnesses have looked directly over at state's attorneys for guidance. Mr. Lohmeyer just did a moment ago. I'm the defendant, pro se litigant here asking the question. I don't believe that if I ask a question that's pertinent to this defense in this trial, that a witness need to look over at the state's attorney for direction. And it's happened several times, and it's uncalled for, Your Honor. That's all I have.
All right.
When I would ask that a solution be put in place.
Solution.
It's happened several times.
Mr. Yohn, have you noticed either of the assistant state's attorneys giving an answer to the witness?
I tried to look and catch it this time, but no, I have not, Your Honor.
Okay, neither has the court. And so where the witness looks while answering questions, I cannot control. But unless the assistant state's attorneys are indicating some kind of answer that they should be giving, there's no reason to basically uphold your objection. So if the witness wants to look at you, look at the state, look at the judge, look at the ceiling, they're going to look where they're going to look, okay?
Yes,
but
sir.
Until it's shown that the assistant state's attorneys are somehow indicating what the answer should be given by that witness, again, there's no control over where the witness is looking.
Yes, sir.
Anything else before we bring
No.
the jury back?
No, thank you.
We're going to have the jury brought back in.
You see, so 2 things I want to address with this quick segment. The first one is that's why you want to keep a poker face. When you're negotiating anything with anybody, even looking away, text. Even looking away, even looking up, looking down, left or right, can upset the other person. And depending on what you're having the conversation for, it's important you appear neutral and you give yourself to the person who you're addressing. If not for nothing, give the illusion that you're giving yourself into that conversation. It prevents anyone from having to come up with a uncontrolled narrative conclusion of why you look left, right, up, and down. Oh, he was not friendly. Oh, he was uninterested. Oh, he didn't really like it. Oh, he didn't want it. No. Give yourself to the person. You don't have to want to do it, but it is disarming. It gives you an edge. It gives you an edge, believe me. The second thing I want to point out is the reason why he brought this up, the reason why that made him so insecure is because he's a narcissist, allegedly. And he is riddled with shame. In his mind, the fact that the surgeon, was looking away, giving the impression of giggling, laughing, making fun of, and a lot of his posturing of the surgeon, leaning forward, staring, making faces, going like this. No. Like all this stuff, it's eroding away at his already fragile self-esteem of Bradley. And he can't take that. If you don't know already, I'll tell you. In real life, this is a moment where a narcissist will choose physical violence or ghosting. But the quality that Bradley is, that's the moment where an assault would have happened or a confrontation would have happened. And you did nothing wrong. You just looked away in the kitchen. You just looked away at the TV. But to them, it's insulting enough to warrant a more aggressive approach. They are wired very differently. Welcome to the world of crazies. They're wired differently. But I thought that was very interesting. Look, past segment, I was looking forward to moving on to a brand new segment. I continued to press play, and I was like, oh, well, look at that. I called it. I'm a soothsayer. Yum, num, 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 num.
Name, please.
David Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, you live in Hannibal, Missouri, is that correct?
Correct.
On November 9th, 2021, where were you working?
At Phillips 66 gas station.
In Hannibal?
Yes.
On that particular evening, did two individuals show up to the gas station?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
Basis?
I'm sure a lot of individuals showed up to the gas station.
Okay, overruled.
Yeah.
Laying the foundation.
Okay.
Specifically, those individuals showed up in a white Toyota Avalon, is that correct?
Correct.
Also on that particular evening, was there video surveillance at the gas station?
Yes.
Was there specifically video surveillance around 8 o'clock in the evening that showed what was going on at the gas station?
Yes.
And that surveillance video captures the outside of the gas station, correct?
Yes.
It also captures the front door as people come in to the gas station. And then there's a video surveillance camera that captures kind of back side of the gas station where there's some video gambling machines. Is that right?
Right.
Mr. Joseph, I'm holding up an envelope and Smart People's Exhibit. Have you seen this before?
Yes.
And in fact, did himself show you this this exhibit before court today?
Yes.
In People's Exhibit 18, is that the video surveillance from that night of November 9th, 2021?
Yes.
And did that video accurately capture what you saw that night of November 9th, 2021, about 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock in the evening?
It did.
Your Honor, I'd ask that People's Exhibit 18 be admitted and published for the jury.
Any objection?
Yes, I do object if they're not going to play it, Your Honor.
They are going to play it.
Sir?
So is there an objection?
No.
You hear that? Objection if they're going to play it. Please have a seat. Oh, you're sitting down. Just lay down.
Okay. So People's Exhibit 18 will be admitted without objection and may be published to the jury.
Mr. Joseph, we're first going to show the front, the camera pointing towards the actual gas station pumps, okay? Before we play it, up here in the right-hand corner, I'm pointing, it says 11-09-2021 08:08:55 p.m. Is that an accurate time, November 9th, 2021, 8:08 and 55 seconds p.m.? Is that accurate for what had occurred and what you personally observed?
Yes.
And before we play this, just real quick, right here in front of the pumps, we see a street. Tell us what street that is.
I think that's Mark Twain Avenue.
In Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can go ahead and play that part of the show.
Side note, I've always been terrible with streets. I know where I live. That's it. People talk, the way I drive around my neighborhood and my whatever, my memory. I don't look at the street name. I just put on GPS one time and then I never have to look at the GPS again. I don't know. If you ask me for directions, I will send you to the landfill. I don't know where I'm going. All I know is I know where I need to go through memory. That's it. I'll be a terrible witness. Look at that. What street is this house there? Ooh, I don't know. I'm not designed to be a criminal. Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Joseph, we see a white car that's just pulled up to the pumps. Is that the white car we're talking about?
Yes.
Mr. Joseph, as we were watching that, we were seeing individuals get out of that car and go inside the gas station. Is that correct?
Yes.
As we discussed, there's also a camera that catches that front door.
Correct.
And what we have here on the screen is this, the angle of the camera that shows that front door where we saw the individuals going in and out.
Yes.
If we can play that video now, please.
Look at that.
Mr. Joseph, you also indicated.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd have to object real quick. I'd like to know what the full edition of that video is. That's not the full edition of what was just played. That's clipped to shorten that extremely Well, enough. As you saw, the male suspect, myself, come right in the door and right back out. That's not the actual video, Your Honor.
Mr. Yohn, I don't understand your objection.
Your Honor, I object to that video being clipped and cut, as a lot of things have been clipped and cut in this case. I have the video right here. I will find it, Your Honor, and I can surely approach and show it to you.
All right, so I'm going to overrule your objection. If you want to play a full video for the jury to watch, the state is simply showing and asking this witness about what they believe is important in the video. If you have it available, you can use that in cross-examination or as you see fit.
Yes, sir.
No objections, overruled. Ms. Keck, you may continue.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Joseph, you indicated there's also a camera that captures these video machines over here. Is that right?
Right.
That we're seeing on the screen. And we see an individual here that's wearing a black hoodie and gray pants.
Right.
Tell us who that is.
That's me.
And part of your job, right, is just to kind of walk around and check on people, right?
Right.
And we see that you're going over here to this individual that's got something strapped over his shoulder. That's the same individual, male individual that we just saw coming in and out of those front doors.
Yes, ma'am.
And was that the same male individual that you saw coming in and out of that white car?
Correct.
When you went over to that individual, did you have any conversation with him?
Briefly.
Was that because of something you saw?
Yeah, it was a Ziploc bag of money.
And did that concern you seeing a Ziploc bag of money?
Yes. Yeah, a lot of money.
In fact, were you worried about the man that something could happen to him?
Yeah, like if he was in like where I grew up at, like, hey, you could have a problem if somebody saw you with that, you know?
And was that a Ziploc bag of money that he had out of that purse?
Yes.
Mr. Jones, we can play that video. Mr. Joseph, that male that you can see that we were just talking about, that you talked to over at that video machine with the big wad of cash in the back, describe him for you. It's kind of hard to see how he looked. Can you describe him for the jury?
I know he had a hat on. He had a red beard.
Was he white or black?
He's a white guy.
Mr. Joseph, I'm going to have the security officer here hand you what we've marked as People's Exhibit 76. Is that a screenshot of the video, that one of the videos that we saw, the second video Mr. Jones played, of that white male with the red beard coming into the gas station?
This is him.
Okay.
And you see also on that picture the purse that he had over his shoulder. Is that correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
We can put that up on.
Okay.
And that's the People's Exhibit 76 be admitted and published for the jury, please.
Any objection, Mr. Yohn?
No objection.
Oh, well.
All right, People's Exhibit 76 is admitted without objection, may be published for the jury.
Okay. Let me tell you something. It's like this. You remember when Derek Brooks was driving through the parade and he was like, that wasn't me, that wasn't me. And then they put a screenshot of his face and he was like, that wasn't me. Let me tell you something. First of all, let me explain. 1 second. Phone call. I have to pick this one up. Okay, like I was saying. Let me tell you something. 2 things that this guy did. Number one, when the woman got out of the car, she looked completely frazzled. They were doing circles around the gas station. They were definitely in shock. This is obviously after the crime was done. This man not only sexually assaulted violently an elderly woman, stole, like, you don't understand. They just committed a crime. And they are nervous. They're very nervous. Because in the back of their mind, they know that someone or something is going to catch them. They know. They know they have crossed a line that they cannot return. That's why they're twiddling their thumbs. But do you notice something also very interesting in terms of the relationship between that black woman and the white man with the red beard? He had the purse the entire time with the jewelry and the money. Girl, he didn't even trust you enough to even leave the bag in the car so you can go into the store and gamble. He didn't even go to the store for water or cookies or bonbons or candy or gummy bears. He went in there to gamble on a slot machine. Really? The girl got into the store, 12. Oh my God. Sorry. She 12 to find herself back in a stupid white car. And the guy got out of the car. Oh my God. Oh, slot machine. Let me slot away. Let me just slot away. Slot away. What a stupid idiot. And I'll tell you why. It's because in their mind, they couldn't believe what they just did. And they crossed a line. Now, I think that he has sexually assaulted before. That's not his first time. However, I think it's his first time to combine robbery, sexual assault, and all that kidnapping and home invasion together. That's his first time. So it must have been like oh crap. They didn't even go home. They just caught their breath, went to the gas station, gambled. Who does that? Oh, can you pull over? Let me just gamble a little bit. Who does that? And girl, stupid girl, the black girl. Stupid. All this for what? You didn't even get any money. He got all the money. All of that for what, girl? For what? Sitting there, and that's not me. Objection. That's not the full video. Do you know why he said that's not the full video? Because he knows what he did. And the other thing he did that was very stupid and idiotic. Ooh, I'm running out of time very quickly. I gotta stop talking. Okay, last thought. Is that he admitted in front of the jury, like, the defendant, that's me. You know, he's like, when they showed the video of the alleged defendant, the alleged what? Suspect, defendant, which is me. Look at that, dummy. You just put yourself in the crime of the scene, because the reason why the prosecution brought this video up is to put a connection that this is the guy. That's the guy. That's the purse that we found. That's the guy. That's the connection. But you just outed yourself under the jury. Stupid. I'm not even listen. Look, I have experience with courts. It's the only difference is that I have lawyers. Please handle that for me, please. Please. Because these lawyers are smart. One wrong word can undo everything. You don't understand. Don't play with lawyers. They will get you. They're very good. They're very good. Most of them. But you stupid person, you think you got it all figured out. You just made that job a lot easier. You know, I have to say, if I was a prosecutor or someone was to present themselves, I'd be like, oh, thank God. Honey, we can take a break. Where's the wine? Let's have a party. This is easy peasy. That's in my head, yeah. I'm running out of time. Next segment, part 1. Next segment. Okay, so let's see what angle Mr. Bradley, the smart man, sorry, English. I'm running out of time, so I'm a little nervous. Mr. Bradley, smart man, let's see what he has to say. Now, let's predict, because I'm a soothsayer. I think he's gonna go again with like, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what's going on. You obviously don't remember. I mean, he's not that smart. So let's see if he plays that angle, because this video, honey, if he plays the angle you don't remember, I'm going to faint. This video, I'm gonna faint. Let's go.
On any cross-examination?
Yes, I do. You stated yes in reference to showing up in a white Toyota Avalon, true?
Yes.
You didn't go out in the parking lot and observe the decals on that car, did you? Or
No.
you obviously can't see the lettering from the camera, correct?
Correct.
No, it was the car. You're obviously here to testify to what you observed at a convenience store, true?
True.
I want to ask you a question concerning these matters. Do you know any facts or anything about the case in reference what it is about?
No, other than what I saw.
And that's the case there?
Yes.
You don't know what the case pertains to?
Other than what I saw at the gas station.
There's a crime that was supposed to have taken place before this. You don't know what that is.
Objection, asked and answered.
I'll overrule the objection. He may answer if he knows.
Explain that again. Say that again.
You wouldn't know anything about why we were here today, the charges that we're here today.
No, other than what happened at the gas station.
So, you were on video, obviously, several different times, all these clips, and you were also on an officer's video.
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence.
All right, so we need to stick with what's in evidence at this point, Mr. Yohn, so I will sustain that objection.
Yes, sir. You're not lying, are you?
Objection.
Sustained.
The witness knows what we're here on today.
Objection, Your Honor.
I will sustain. Mr. Yohn, you're to ask the witness questions. That's what cross-examination involves.
Do you remember approximately what time that was?
I just know it was nighttime.
You did not know. And you state you saw a Ziploc bag of money, correct?
Bag of money, yes.
Look, even he's
A bag
laughing.
of money, or was it a Ziploc bag?
Plastic bag.
It was a
Look, even
plastic
he's
bag.
laughing.
I believe so.
Anywhere on that video, can we play the video again, please? The video of
David
the entrance
Joseph.
into the gas station.
The one where he's going in and out.
Yes, the one where the alleged suspect, myself, is going in and out.
This one?
It's on the screen.
Yes.
I can't believe he went with, you don't remember, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't remember. You didn't see it. You don't know. Really? There's a camera. Look, frazzle black girl. Frazzle, frazzle, frazzle. Girl is like, what have I done? What have I done? Yes, stupid. What have you done? Pay the consequences in jail. Oh my God, what have I done? Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, Bradley, what have I done? What have I done? And then Bradley's like, shut up. Shut up. I'm gonna go gamble, okay? Yeah. You stay at the wheel in case the cops come so they arrest you. Give me the bag. There's money in it. I'm gonna go gamble some of that money out. Yeah. 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 Let me get into this gas station. Yeah. Oh, where's the gambling? What do I buy? I have all this money in the world. Look at that. I'm rich. What do I get? I can buy candy, cookies. Look at that. I didn't have to work for that money at all. Money I just took.
Cut that off. And,
Yes.
if you would, go to the gambling machine video.
Cut it off.
Your Honor, does the court want me to stop the video at this point?
Mr. Yohn's requesting you to do, if you would do so to assist him, please.
Wasting everybody's time. Stupid. Look at him over there, gambling. Look at him, gambling. Yeah, you like looking at yourself? Mm-hmm. Yeah, enjoying the view. Yeah, right? Yeah, money you haven't worked for. Money you wish you could. It's so upsetting. Look at him. So upsetting. The audacity. Gamble it away. Yeah, you haven't worked for it. Of course you're going to gamble it away. Of course. Now, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
You just reviewed that video again, correct?
Correct.
And did you see a plastic bag in that video?
No.
Bag?
No.
In reference to the first video, the defendant entering the gas station, you were behind the desk, correct?
Correct.
Even David
And
is
the defendant
like,
obviously went directly to the left. This video that you just were showing, the actual happening, the actual real time, the defendant was in there a lot longer than that, true?
True.
You approached the defendant or the area that the defendant was in after entering the gas station, true?
True.
And you did not see a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag full of money in either of them.
Not immediately.
When did you see it? Because
As after he was there and he pulled it out of the bag that he had around his person.
sir, we're directly on
Even
camera.
worse.
And you just stated you saw no plastic bag full of money. I need a direct answer.
Your Honor, he just answered the question.
Thank you.
Objection, I'll sustain the objection. Follow up with questions, Mr. Yohn.
And I'm not going to go into your criminal history. It's not extensive.
Objection.
Reynolds.
Your Honor, there isn't. Mr. Joseph does not have any criminal history.
I will be sustaining the objection.
Prejudiced.
Beg to differ.
Prejudiced in public. Look at that. Mr. Bradley was like, oh, a black man. He must have a criminal history. I can't even breathe. And that's why the prosecutor was laughing. She's like, he doesn't have a criminal history. I won't even go into your extensive criminal history, Bradley. This citizen called David Joseph. David Joseph has a job. He works at a gas station. Unlike you. Do you understand me? And not only does he work at a gas station, he gets paid for his work. Unlike you. Okay? Just because he's black, maybe doesn't have a nice looking shirt or whatever the case may be, you can't prejudice him to think that he's a criminal. Unlike you, Mr. Bradley. So, the audacity to come in front of a court and be like, I won't go into your extensive criminal history. Because of what? Because he looks like this? He looks a little tan? A little extra tan? Ooh, that stung me. It stung me. Because I get prejudiced all the time. Yeah, of course. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, please. It's okay. It's okay. I'm done with this. Can we go to my final thought? Because this, Bradley, please go to bed. Now listen. Final thought. Bradley, please have a million seats. Okay. Obviously, he's going to be found guilty. There's not even an if, ands, or buts. And the ins and outs of his interrogation is completely. It's completely discombobulated. Whatever the word is, you fill in the blank. He's a fool. Stupid. Complete lack of education. Let's move on to my announcement. Okay, so, quick announcement. I just burped in front of you. I'm not going to edit that out. It's too much work. You don't understand how editing is. Editing is the bane of my existence. We're friends. I burp. I also fart. Okay, so listen. So do you. Listen to me. There won't be any live today. So if I plan this correctly, this video is going to be scheduled for Friday. And why? Very easy. I have a busy week this week for meetings. I'll tell you more about it in the Let's Talk in the next segment, but no live for today. And I would resume next Wednesday. I believe that's when the next video is scheduled. I could check with you. Yes. Next Thursday. Not next Wednesday. It's right there. I'll say, can you read? I can. Next Thursday is going to be the next upload. It's not going to be this guy. Pre-recorded content. So I'm a soothsayer. It's going to be somebody else. We're going to take a little break from this. And because this is part 1 of this thing. So I'm not going to schedule the part 2 right after the... Anyway, long story short. Yes. It's a little break. Let's go to my Let's Talk. Yeah. Hello, welcome to the Let's Talk. Look, Let's Talk is where, if you're new here, if you got this far, look, that means you like me enough. Please press like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. So, you see all these stains right here? I was feeding the baby. Yeah. I was feeding the baby, and splash, splash, splash. You know, it's a mess when you have a kid. So, it is what it is. It is what it is, and I just love how comfortable I am around you, because there's no other way to be. You know, look, you could try in my real life, you know, you try to pretend and be nice to people, you know, because they pay my bills. So I have to kind of show a front. I'm not doing that here. Please, I already deal with that thickery over there in my real life. I'm not doing this in front of you. Absolutely not. No, you get what you get. Don't like it. Oh, well. Nothing I can do about that. But listen, what was the next talk about? What is it going to talk about? Oh, right. The meeting today. Well, today's Friday. Well, the meeting on Friday. No, so look, you know, you guys, I told you, right? Last month I got in big trouble. People who pay my bills, they were like, Alistair, your work is poop. So, they're most likely not going to renew my contract, which is unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you know? But in my defense, no, there's no excuse. I didn't really try. But in my defense, because I did try around the end, is that there really was... nothing I could do. The employees didn't like the service. Simple as that. It happens, please. It happens. They didn't like the service, period. And so if they don't like the service, if the employees don't like the service, the corporation is not interested, because it's in the best interest that the employees like it. If 1 year the employees don't like it, that means something that you're doing they don't vibe with. Period. No need to ask questions. I mean, I ask questions just for data and whatnot, but, you know, I don't see them renewing, which is fine. So everybody is laid off. Everybody on that thing is going to be laid off. Please, I already told them. I told them already. But, you know, I am trying. I'm trying to look, if I don't get contracts, people don't eat. So this Friday, I have meetings. I have to go and sell myself, sell my services to get a contract. Yeah. And hopefully they are interested. It's a long process from start to finish. So if I start now, it will be implemented by next year. So, which is good, because then I can bring the staff from the contract that's probably going to be dissolved and bring them to the new contract if I time it correctly. So there's no skips. And the way I do it, I get paid 1 year in advance. I don't I don't do that monthly BS. No, because you pay me upfront for the whole year. So if situation like this don't get renewed, at least my people are secure for the year. Yeah. Anyway, that's why I won't be here on Friday. I have to work. But I will have a surprise for you this weekend. Yeah, extra video. Yeah, pre-recorded. Look at that. I'm out of time. I have to run. Because if this is going to be scheduled for Friday, this needs to be edited literally a minute ago. I needed to start on the editing because I only have 57 minutes of editing before I have to take a shower and get ready to move on with the day. 57 minutes. Do you think that's a lot? That's not a lot, my dears. No, that's why I'm not like with the way I edit. Clip, place, It's so quick. Like, you get the bad, the ugly, and the burp, and the farts. Oh, well. Yeah. Goodbye. I love you for watching. I see you. I see you when I see you.